Sharon here today. I am so glad you could join me. I hope all of you ladies had a fabulous Mother's Day. Hope you got lots of pretty flowers and little goodies and times with your young'uns, if you know what I mean. Girls, I got a story for you. You're not even going to believe it. So you better grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a glass of wine. I don't care what you get. You're not even going to believe this. My Mother's Day was planned so beautifully. My granddaughter, she was going to take myself and my daughter for this beautiful Mother's Day brunch out at this Renaissance fair. And then we were going to spend the rest of the day out there. So, you know, there was an exact time you had to be there. She'd already bought the tickets. It was really nice. It's a cool affair. I thought, oh, how exciting. This is going to be fun. Okay, well, we were rushing around trying to get ready to leave. And I kept hearing this like chirp, 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 chirp. And I said, oh my gosh, what is that noise? And I went to the kitchen because I have a den area connected to my kitchen. Kind of like a sitting area around the fireplace. And I listened, I leaned my ear over, and all of a sudden, I heard like hundreds of chirp, 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 chirps. And I said, oh my gosh, sounds like they're up in the chimney or something. Well, so I proceed to go over there and open up my damper on the fireplace. Whew! Hundreds. Well, it wasn't hundreds. I bet you there was 20 frickin' birds flying out there. All of a sudden, they just engulfed us. It was like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It was horrible. And my God, there were sparrows, and you know, they're nasty creatures, those sparrows. There's big ones, there's little ones, and dropping bird caca in my hair. They were flying all around me. Bird squat all over the floor, bird squat on the furniture in there. Everybody was laughing, everybody but me. I said, oh my God, y'all do something. Well, my daughter ran out real fast. She got her broom. She could hardly stop laughing. She was trying to fan him out the back door towards, the pool in the back to get him out of the, kitchen and sitting area. And in the meantime, while she was trying to do that, they were getting more ferocious, and they flew in the living room. And I had these real high ceilings. They were all up in the top of the windows in the very near part, chirping, 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 and poo-pooing, poo-pooing, poo-pooing all over furniture, all over carpet, all over my hair, all over my clothes. I was bananas. So I said, okay, we got to get rid of them. How are we going to get rid of them? In the meantime, we had a 45-minute drive to where we were supposed to go anyway. And what am I going to do? I got bird caca in my hair, right? So everybody's still laughing. They're laughing and trying to get the birds out, but they can't stop laughing. Okay, now, mind you, while all of this mass confusion is going on, we have 6 animals in the house, and we had just, put them in their crates before we leave so they don't run rampant through the house. They were all barking. Majorly barking and going crazy. Well, I didn't know what to do. I just called the fire department. And I said, oh my gosh, send some firemen over here. I've got birds all through my house. And of course, they're trying to ask me details. I said, you can't ask me details. I've got bird caca in my hair, bird caca on the floor. It's everywhere. Everybody's covered in bird caca. And I said, you have to hurry. I don't know how to get them out. Well, so sure enough, here comes a big old fire truck. Pulling up in front of the house. I know all of our neighbors must have thought my damn house was on fire. And so they're coming out, and they're in their, the trenches and everything. They were like there's something serious going on. It was serious, but it wasn't a fire. And they come in, and they're seeing all these birds everywhere. Little ones, big ones, nasty ones. And of course, they're laughing. Well, none of this is freaking funny. But anyway, they had this net thing and something else. Anyway, it took them about 30 minutes, but they got all the birds out. But let me tell you something. When I tell you that I said to myself, okay, self, do we try to get the caca out of Mimi's hair because it's so blonde and I had caca in it. We don't have time to wash and style it before I go. So what do? So my daughter, because she's the stylist, she runs in the kitchen, she gets this damp rag and puts this I guess, I don't know, something for your hair on it where it smelled good. And she was rubbing all these places in my hair, this Deborah trying to get the cock out. So, but you know, it was still in there, but you couldn't see it, okay? So I want you to know, everybody was doing the same thing. They were trying to get the cock out. And of course, we had to change clothes. But when I tell you, I know exactly how Tippi Hedren felt. Okay, in the movie The Birds. I mean, they were nasty. They're all around you, and they weren't pecking on me. They were just flying and dropping their caca everywhere, everywhere. And when I tell you, when my maid and I had placed a phone call to my maid, I said, I know it's Mother's Day, but we have an issue. There is bird caca all in my house. Now, I know you love your family. You're going to spend some time with them. Can you hurry and get over to the house and clean up the caca? Because I've got to go here and do this. And so, of course, she was laughing. Everybody thought it was just a funny day. So, needless to say, when I came home, everything was spotless. She did make it over there and got everything kind of cleaned up. But what was the worst was the animals barking at the same time, birds flapping, we had feathers, we had poo-poo. It was a nightmare. But yes, we went to the festival. Now, it was actually very lovely. It was supposed to be a torrential downpour, but when we got out there, it just sprinkled a little in places, but not bad. So we were having a really good time. And we sat down and we were having a Bellini to drink. I needed about 100, but you know. And my daughter and I were talking, and she saw this guy, you know, in the costume walking by that looked like a warrior or something. She goes, man. I said, ooh, look at him, boy, he's ripped. And my daughter likes these, how you say, big buffy guys that are in bodybuilding shows. What do you call them, juice heads or muscle-bound guys, or, you know, big. And so I saw this one, he was ripped, you know, like a morning newspaper. So I said, oh, well, we'll just invite him over here. Let me ask him. And they go, what? I said, oh, honey, come on over here. And I said, you know, we just want to lick your leg a little bit. He was cut all over. And of course, you know, he's going to stand there and talk to us the whole time because, you know, they're hung up on themselves and they love for you to talk about how, you know, hot they are and cut and ripped. But anyway, we got a lot of attention. He got a lot of attention. That was fun. And then the next thing that happened, I'm telling you, the craziest things happened. And then the Knights had started their jousting, so I wanted to go over and watch all this because I'm into that. And the other group, you know, the other part of my family here wanted to look at the llamas and wait for them to spit on them, I guess. I mean, who cares about llamas, right? Farm animals, hello. But so I went over to watch the jousting. Well, what is so bizarre is I heard everybody just whoop, 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 come on, William, come on, William. I looked over, and it was my granddaughter's ex-boyfriend from high school. And he had this fiance and his father and his mother and all of his brothers. I mean, right next to me. I said, oh my God, I hope Tatiana doesn't come up here, you know. But anyway, she's a mousy little thing. I can't even imagine, you know. I mean, this guy's a big football player, you know, hunk of beef and all. He's with this little twerp that doesn't know what the word makeup is, much less skincare. Just saying, okay? But anyway, that's about my stories for the weekend. This is Q&A day, so I do have a few questions. Yes, I do. Oh, y'all just don't want to ever come visit me. You never know what you're going to walk into here, right? See, I got to hurry and get to my high rise. I don't think birds can fly that high. Where going. And if they do, they're not coming in. Okay. Dear Sharon, and I have no names and no areas today. Do I still need to use sunscreen when I'm inside my house? Absolutely, darling. You need to wear sunscreen in your house because I'm sure you have your windows open. I'm sure sometimes you walk out to check your mail or into the yard And the light that you're getting coming from all of your windows in the house can still cause, age spots and everything else. So yes, ma'am. Whether you're out, if you're in your car, you need to wipe the tops of your hands when you're in your car, because the sun's still going to come through. I don't care how tinted your windows are. And yes, inside your home, you need your sunscreen on if you're anywhere near a window or a sliding glass door. Protect your skin, darling. Number 2, Sharon, do you suggest to pat all treatments into your face and around your eyes, or massage? I have severe dark circles and bags. Well, sweetheart, let me explain to you. When you talk about massage, you can't massage, no. But you can do this. You can put your eye cream under your eyes and go around with your fingers in the evening in a rotating position. That helps drain your lymphs, okay? You can turn around and go the opposite way gently. Then, complete the pat, all right? It's very, very important that you don't rub them a lot. You don't mess with them, okay? Because I can tell you, there's only one place they can fall, and that is down. You get it? So be careful with that. And let me recommend something to you. You mentioned dark circles. I have found an eye cream, and it's a medical grade eye cream. Gee, doesn't that surprise you, ladies? Revision puts it out. It's called Teamine, T-E-A-M-I-N-E. Teamine is strictly for an eye cream for dark circles under your eye. You might want to try that eye cream. I'll put a link down below for you on that. It's fabulous, fabulous, fabulous for dark circles, I can tell you that. It doesn't do much about the bags. Let me tell you, ladies, all we can do is just keep using masks on our bags. We can cut out the salt. We can put the cold eye mask, on that we keep in our refrigerator. We can do things like that. We can also do, like I'm going to do, go in and have some Resurfex done under here. And then if I still have a little bit going on, she's going to put 3 dots of Botox in the trough. But that is about all we can do as far as, the bags. But the salt will help a lot if you'll cut out that salt. Okay, we have another question. Can you use Retin-A, Sharon, after dermarolling? Because I was going to rub that into my face, but I thought I better ask you first. No! No, 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 no. Once you have injured your skin by taking that dermaroller up and down, across, diagonally, 2 ways, no way, Jose, you've got open wounds. What you need to do is to put on any kind of serum that has a lot of peptides in it. You can put marine, collagen marine peptides and pat it on your face, but absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I only do my dermarolling on days when I don't use my Retin-A, okay, at all. Because you don't want to create too much irritation. You're already creating wounds that help build up collagen. So put heavy peptide serum on there, pat it, okay? Hyaluronic acid is really not enough. You need more peptides going in. Now, if you're on a budget, and see, ladies, you think I don't know about budgeting. Oh, yes, I do. I would recommend Babyface marine peptides. You can get it off of Amazon. I'll put it down below. It looks yucky. It's got kind of smell to it. But, I mean, it's pure. It's wonderful. It's good stuff. I use that with glycolic acid. Natalie and I both do. So, we're familiar with Babyface marine peptides. We can recommend this to you. You'll love it, and it's super inexpensive. And I would pat all of that on afterwards, okay? But no, do not do your Retin-A on the night you do dermarolling. Okay, my ladies, let's see. We have one more question here. Dear Sharon, can you recommend one anti-aging tip? as to what not to do. Yes, I can. Well, I can go down the list, but she said one. I'd say too much foundation. You know, I remember back in our days, that was the 60s for me. We were wearing a lot of makeup, 60s, 70s. I told you I used to use that Max Factor pan stick. You rub it all over the face. It was a thick pan stick cream, and we'd rub it all over. And on top of that, we'd just powder, powder, powder on top of that. Then we put on blush, and you know, we'd keep going. But let me explain something to you. Too much makeup will age you a lot. That's why I love a beauty blender, and I actually like the new Artiste brush myself, because you don't have to just pack on a lot of stuff. It's just smoothing it. You're going to get a thinner finish, obviously. When I say thinner, less, if you use the beauty blender. But I would definitely not pack up on a lot of makeup, because I see some women sitting there packing it on like they're a teenager again. Then they do the old black eyes, and some are bringing those wings way out. Stop it, ladies. We're mature ladies. We're supposed to look classy, not look like a hooker on Saturday night, okay? So we don't want to do that. Another thing is, if you use less makeup than you should, then you're going to look kind of tired and worn out, and that can make you look older too. So there's a happy medium there, okay, ladies? Let's just think light to, not sheer. Light to medium coverage is best, and I personally go for medium coverage myself, okay? All right, ladies, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. That was fun. No telling what's going to happen next week, girls, you know? I mean, I'm not holding my breath. Hello? I want to thank all my new subbies. I got several new subbies, and thank you so much for joining me. It's so much fun. Love getting to know you. And your animals. Oh my gosh. Hello. Love all the animals. Gotta have a house full. Sharon does. Okay, ladies, I want you all to stay sassy, classy, and confident until I see you next week. And give me a thumbs up on this video and share it.